Hello, welcome to my little castle in Wales. I'm Mock and I love living in the rural Welsh countryside. And I believe that all of us can benefit from taking elements of country living and transporting them into our lives wherever life has planted us. After a busy career travelling and working all over the world, I moved to this little castle 3 years ago when I became the Lord of Glenbark, and I've been gently renovating the house and the gardens, and I want to share all that with you. But wherever I've lived in the world, I've always brought the countryside with me. From New York to Nottingham, from Dublin to Dubai, I brought parts of the British countryside with me wherever I have lived, and I want to show you how you can bring the British countryside into your life every single day. So please do subscribe and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And I'll try to share with you some slow country living, some hints and tips about interiors and gardening, and how to bring elements of country living into your life wherever you are in the world. It is just lovely to see you here at the castle. Now let me give a little tour of the gardens. Come along with Chaucer and I for a garden tour. Our baby castle sits in about 2 acres and I'm going to show you around. I love this tree. I've no idea how old it is, but I'm sure it's seen so much history. This gate is completely new. There used to be a hedge here and we worked hard last year to open up the paddock, put a new gate in, and now it's one of Chaucer's favourite things to go racing around in the paddock. I've just built a trough there and there's some wildflower meadows gone in. That'll be amazing this summer. And the other side of that wall, these are completely new beds, currently full of daffodils and tulips. I planted over 65 bags of compost and over 400 bulbs. This is the view that sold the house to me. I love monkey puzzle trees and I had to buy it once I saw this. And then flipping around into an area that was once hideous, full of really horrible hedges. Again, some work we've just done recently is to remove all those hedges and open up towards the orchard and the wisteria walk. I think it unites the paddock much better with the rest of the garden. This is my topiary garden. And we're walking now towards the area I call the TPO tree. This is a magnificent tree that we had to get planning permission to tame down a little bit. And this area under here has been lifted, so now it gets some light. And I'm starting to clear it so I can plant lots of bluebells and crocuses and hostas next year. That area is going to be absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to share that with you. Make sure you subscribe and follow so you find out what happens next. We've got so much wildlife in the garden and I love feeding my birds with my little bird feeders. Now let's have a little wander down past the Picasso sculptures into the veg garden and the stables, which I have great plans for. One of the things I love to do is grow my own food. I've got asparagus, lettuce, broccoli and sweet peas gone in here. I won't eat those, but they'll decorate the house. And here's the stables. We're converting that to an Airbnb later on this year, so come back later. Episode 2, I'll give you a tour of the stables. That's the overview of the paddock from the top of the turret. And here's my favourite little sculpture, Rex. We've got so many sculptures in the garden. The new pond went in last year with the turret reflecting in the pond. Hopefully the grass will start growing here and I'll have a fabulous lawn which will match the topiary garden. And that wisteria, good lord, come and see that at the end of May. It is a riot of colour and perfume. And the last place I want to show you today, although it's not the last place in the garden, is my greenhouse. This is the garden factory where I make sure that we have all the plants to put in the beds for the full year. I was clearing some weeds last autumn and found these Belfast sinks. I'm going to be putting them to good use, so come back and see that in a future episode. But for now, it's been lovely to show you my garden. Let's move on to Easter. So most people decorate for Christmas, but I love to decorate for Easter. Come with me and I'll show you how I bring the countryside into my Easter decorations. Come in. One of the things that I love when I'm decorating my tree at Christmas is taking out much loved decorations and placing them on the tree. And for me, it's the same at Easter. I've got my grandmother's eggs and I've got this lovely little Easter bunny that I bought in a gift shop in Gloucestershire probably about 5 or 6 years ago. And I'm tying the old this year with the very new, and I bought this fantastic Easter tree online a couple of weeks ago. And I'm going to be decorating it now with some Easter eggs. Now, I've got ceramic Easter eggs here, but you don't have to use ceramic ones. If you can get chocolate ones, maybe hang them on the tree. And if you have little ones, it can be fun for them on Easter morning to take an Easter egg off the tree and munch one for breakfast. Last autumn, I planted a cutting garden right at the edge of the lawn. And this morning I've been out bright and early and I've cut some beautiful tulips and some daffodils to start off my Easter decorations. But as well as bringing the outside in, I also want to bring a bit of tradition to my Easter celebrations. So let me show you. These were my late grandmother's Easter eggs. She left them to my mother and my mother in turn left them to me. And they always become the center point of any Easter decoration. And I also love these Russian-inspired real eggs that have had the yolk blown out of them and painted in intricate detail. So now I've put the new Easter eggs on the tree, I've got some very special additions. These were made by my late mother-in-law for my husband Joe and I. So these little chicks are definitely going on the tree and they're going to have pride of place. Where shall I put it? How about that? So I'm going to pop Mr. Bunny underneath. My grandmother's eggs. A beautiful little basket of eggs that we were given as a wedding present. A chicken and a rabbit. And another chicken. And in the background, the lovely flowers I picked from the garden. So there you go, a bit of old, a bit of new, a bit of outside and a bit of inside. This is my inspiration for an Easter scene, and I wish you all a very happy Easter. Hello from the greenhouse. I'm actually in early April, so I'm talking from the past. And I'm in the greenhouse this morning potting up my dahlias. Now, we have a risk of frost here in Wales until really the end of May. So if I put these dahlias out, they would probably be killed by the frost. So what I'm doing is I'm planting them up in the warmth of the greenhouse, and they will come on quite a few weeks earlier than they would do if I planted them outside, and then I'll be able to transfer them once I've hardened them off, taking them in and out of the greenhouse to make sure they get used to the colder weather outside. I'll plant them in the paddock, in amongst a beautiful wildflower meadow, and what I will have is a riot of colour all autumn. I cannot wait to see these beautiful dahlias in their magnificent glory in the paddock, and I will definitely share that with you. And what I find really odd is, look at them. These disgusting sort of potato-like, almost alien-like things will become the most radiant, beautiful flowers. Just you wait. I can't wait to share it with you. I have to travel a lot for work, and I absolutely loathe leaving my little castle in Wales. But I've discovered a way of taking my little castle on the road with me. Last year, I planted a cutting garden at the edge of the lawn on the 2-acre estate. And I went out before my last business trip and cut myself some beautiful daffodils to take on the road with me. Come along as I get them ready to take on the road. Here I am in my boot room, making them travel worthy, wrapping them in some kitchen paper so they'll stay hydrated for the journey. You can see I'm rather excited. And then I arrive in my hotel room, a beautiful little vase, and I place them by the side of my bed. A little bit of home that's guaranteed to make any sterile hotel room feel like my little castle in Wales. Is there anything you take with you when you travel for business? Let me know. Well, thank you for joining Chaucer and I today as we potted up some dahlias as we got ready for Easter and gave you a tour of the gardens. Please do subscribe, leave a comment, and if you like, share this video with one of your friends. And I hope wherever you are and whoever you love, you have the most amazing Easter and you're able to bring a little element of the countryside into your Easter celebrations. I'm Mock. I'll see you next time.